Dieth just got accepted to be a nominee
Yeah,
in the upcoming Grammys, which is
yeah.
super awesome for best rock and metal performance. What was your reaction to this news?
Well, I was excited when because we started talking about it back when the album was coming out this summer, right? And Grammy submissions, and there's the big Grammy, of course, which we got accepted into the voting for the nomination. And then, the tracks, obviously, the metal tracks kind of obvious, right? Because being a metal band. But I think the one that I'm super excited about is, and probably the most impossible to win, is the best rock. Because look, it's I've never been in that category before. I've never had anything even submitted into that category, I don't think. And um, and it's the song I sing, it's the ballad, right? So just for that alone, just to even have been accepted into the big boys club, I'm good. You know what I mean? And I mean, the thing is when there's a Foo Fighters record out, just kiss that category goodbye, and like this year at Best Metal, there's a Metallica record out, just kiss it goodbye, right? So the chances of winning, just they're almost completely off the plate, you know what I mean? But to be accepted back in because look, dude, it's the gold standard, right? And it's the Oscars for music, and so to have written a record with performances that get recognized and accepted and sort of applauded by the big boys. Sometimes that's really all you need. You know what I mean? I got a Grammy up here. It's awesome, but the win is nice for sure. But just to even be in the discussion is on this in this case awesome.
And it's, as a fan, super awesome to see. And I know it's like right now, you're trying to look forward, you're trying to do your own thing. And this must like
Yeah.
really reassure your confidence and like, I'm doing the right thing. And this is the future.
You said it best, and I've had just overwhelming, really unanimous support, for that, just going, man, keep going, brother, and because, look, it's rock and roll. I was in one of these tumultuous, certainly very storied bands for most of my career, you know, how could you expect it to be anything else? It's like being in the Sex Pistols, and so the reality of it is now it comes to this time of division. And I was here before 20 years ago when the group was disbanded, and I had F5 and some things that I was working on, but it wasn't my time yet to really kind of be out on my own. I feel like now it is. Now I went back to Megadeth obviously for 11 years, a lot of great stuff, including that Grammy win. But I feel like there's just a lot that I never got to say, and that's fine. Look, groups are what groups are. You go along to get along. I feel like now is a moment in time. I've written a lot of music. I've partnered with a lot of different people. Just got Soto, the Dieth guys, me and Jeff Young are back together working on stuff. Chris Poland, so there's not only the brotherhood of the past family tree, but there's now new forks and branches to extending and widening that family tree into some other stuff. And for me, it's always just, first of all, do I like the people and do I like the music? That's always the first thing. It's kind of back to that, when we all got started in this. Remember when we all thought, God, wouldn't it be great to be in a band? We'll take on the world. We'll all be best friends. And then you get into the, you work in radio, same for you, right? You get into the business of music and you realize, yeah, it's not about that at all. This is a job, and, do your job, to get your check, and playing the bass and being in the band is the same thing, man. It's like, do your job, make the biscuits. And I hate that mindset. I've never used that dirty four-letter word called work, in this, I use the other one, play, let's go play music. Me and Jeff Young were just on the phone this morning and talking about some stuff, and we get each other excited. It's like, yeah, man, like, we didn't pick up our guitars to have to fucking go to the factory and go to work. We picked up our guitars to do this, get up with our
Yeah.
friends, you, and sit here and talk about music all day. Let's do that. That's more fun.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty awesome gig. I can't lie. And a
You
lot of
know,
people forget the music business is a business,
it is.
you know?
Well, and it isn't even just music, it's entertainment, right? It's the entertainment business, right? So when you get on that stage, remember me and Kerry King talked about this, it's like, and he said it, he goes, if you don't look and are, if you're not different, you don't deserve to be on that stage. Says the man with the devil painted on his head. And I love that. I mean, me and Kerry grew up in the business together, as friends in our respective bands and stuff. And it's great to, he gets it. You know what I mean? And that is true. It is what it is, man. It isn't just about the songs. It's about the stories we tell in the songs. Do these stories connect? You know, it's funny. I just saw Jelly Roll and
Oh, nice.
with Eric Church the other day. Of all things, a friend called me, works for Eric Church. I went out and and I kind of started playing rock and roll at country because I grew up in a farm in Minnesota and everybody's listening to country and western, and then Kiss showed up. I'm like, finally a path forward. And I remember this farmer friend of mine. We were at the Armory in Jackson, and there's some country band playing, and it's everybody's drinking and doing what they do, and I was a teenager, and he says to me, he goes, just think you could be down there tonight playing for $50. And I say, you know what, fuck that, I'll play rock and roll for free because I ain't playing country. And that was just, it was, the reason it's funny because country's whatever, it's what all the parents liked, right? So you're not gonna do what your parents do. Kiss, our parents hated Kiss, so I'm gonna go with Kiss. That's the obvious choice. That's just how we are growing up, right?
Yeah.
And so being a fan of rock and roll, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning, and to get out of bed and know you and I got a conversation here today, it's a good reason to get out of bed. Let's go, do a little practicing here today, work on some tunes for some stuff coming up, and um, all that kind of stuff. But back to the Jelly Roll thing, there's a great storyteller, man. I heard his song on the radio when I was in Europe this summer, and I went, God, who is this guy? What is this? I didn't know if this was like kind of some Shine Down or Blackstone Cherry. Is this a
Yeah.
band? What is this? And then I learn more about him and I get to see him perform. I'm like, yeah, this guy's cool, man. This guy's like a modern day Johnny Cash or something, So I like guys that's, connect and tell a story. And I think, kind of full circle back to the Dieth Grammy thing, that's what we try to do with our song. Let's tell stories, man. Let's tell stories that are really personal to us. They're heartfelt. They mean something. We're not just making shit up. It's a real, kind of lay it all out there. And I think those are the songs apparently that get invited to the Grammy dance. Things that connect with people.